Hello and welcome back to Kitchen Yetu. On today's video, I'll be showing you how I make my jerk red snapper fish recipe. I went to the farmer's market and had no intention of buying any type of fish, but I ended up seeing the red snapper and I was like, it's been a minute since I had red snapper and I want to show you this recipe. Before we get started, be sure to like this video, subscribe and share. So this fish has already been cleaned and gutted. The farmer's market actually does that when you request. But I came back home and I also did my own cleaning. Just added a little bit of white distilled vinegar as well as some lemon juice and rinse it with water. So the next step is to score the fish. I'm just scoring the fish by creating deep slits using a sharp knife, and I'm cutting it to the bone. Let me show you. Just like that. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Now the purpose for that is to ensure that our spices and our marinade goes into the fish and give it that flavorful. You want it to be flavorful. So I'm going to do the same thing. So now I have my baking tray. I lined it up with aluminum foil and I'm placing the fish. I'm not sure why I forgot to film that part, but I did apply just a little bit of oil on the aluminum foil before I place the fish on there. And now I'm just parting it dry and I'm getting ready to add my seasoning. Alright, so here I'm just adjusting my aluminum foil to thoroughly cover my baking tray. You know how when the fish bakes, there's some juices that are going to flow. I just want to make sure there's no spaces in between. So now let's go ahead and season. So I'm putting just irregular salt and we're going to season both sides of the fish and also the inside with this salt. So the next is some black pepper. You're gonna do the same thing, season both sides of the fish. Followed by some dry jerk seasoning. Now just be generous with this seasoning because our fish is going to be jerk seasoned. So I'm just adding it inside the fish, add it everywhere, and later on I'm just going to go ahead and rub all this seasoning really well onto the fish. So once I finish applying all the seasoning, so just be generous with your jerk seasoning. Make sure you see the deep cuts that we made. Just sprinkle your seasoning in there real fast, and yeah, I can't wait so that you guys can see how tasty this fish is. So the next one is adding some dried thyme. Now if you did have some fresh one, you could just put it onto the cuts that we made. You can just put in each part and also inside the fish, as you can see me doing. But if you have dry like I did, that's fine as well. Alright, let's move on to adding just juice of lime. I mean, if you did have some lemon, you would have added that as well, but I only had some lime juice and that's what I'm doing. Again, make sure you take care of those slits because you're going to ensure that your fish is very well seasoned. And we're almost done. Now the thing about this fish, because we're going to bake it, is just to ensure that we have the right seasoning, and I promise you it's going to be very impressive. It's going to be really tasty at the end. So now the next thing I'm going to put is just some garlic powder. Just sprinkle on top, turn on both sides. Now we have some jerk seasoning, the wet kind. So I'm using the mild one. So I'm just going to apply using my brush. And just apply it everywhere, inside, outside, and season it on both sides of the fish. And don't forget your cuts as well. So I'm taking time with applying the marinade because I want to make sure that my fish comes out flavorful, juicy, and tender, and of course tasty. So I'm gonna take my time, add the seasoning on there, making sure every part is well coated with the jerk seasoning. That's what you want. And then normally what I'll do is I'll leave it in the refrigerator covered and let it marinate for about 2 hours or even more. Overnight is better. Now before I put it to marinate in the refrigerator, I'm just going to add some green scallions in there. Now if I did have some fresh thyme, I will go ahead and put that there as well, or you can put some lemon pieces there as well, but I didn't have any of those, so I'm just going to add the green scallion on both and I'll just let it rest. So this is good to go. Now I'm going to show you just a stew that will go very well with the red snapper. So on a pan, medium heat, I'm adding some oil there, as you can see, just enough, and then I'm going to add some onions, and we're just going to fry this for just a little while. Start that in, and then I'm going to add the remaining green scallions that I have. Just put it in there. Then on here, I'm just going to add some green pepper as well. Also going to add some fresh tomatoes that I diced. So I'm going to go ahead and start that in. We're not going to overcook this vegetable. We're just going to cook it until it's right. So it takes about, what, 5-6 minutes to saute it. So now I'm going to add such Maggi cube powder. That's just chicken bouillon. A teaspoon of that, and I'm going to add some garlic powder as well. So stir that in, and let me tell you, the aroma is really just right. So I'm just going to throw in a few whole habanero pepper just for flavor. So don't cut the habanero pepper. It's going to make your food very spicy if you do that. Just throw it in there whole. And as you can see, after 5, 6, 7 minutes there, our stew is actually ready, and it looks so good to eat. And this is what we're going to put on top of the red snapper once it's cooked. So I ended up putting the red snapper into the oven. I baked it for 450 degrees, and it's now ready. And look at that, guys. Our dinner is ready. You can actually put some jasmine rice there. You can add some cornmeal or ugali if you want to. It's really up to you. Now let me tell you, the aroma is just right. Our fish is ready. Our stew is ready. We are good to go. So I'm just gonna add for garnish some few lemon pieces. See how I'm gonna put it. Let's see, maybe just put it on top for presentation. Just add a sprig of rosemary as well. Just make it look good. Look at that, beautiful. Sounded really good, and as you can see, it's really tantalizing. It's very delicious, and it looks very well presented. I hope you get to try this recipe. If you're new here, you are very welcome, and please consider to subscribe. And while you subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you will be notified next time I upload a video. And here you have it, guys. I served it on a plate, and it's ready to eat. You can put another side if you like, or you can just eat it as it is. I just want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you for those who have subscribed, and give it a quick thumbs up if you love this video, and I will see you on the next video.